Hey guys, it's Friday, end of the week. It is Friday the 19th of June. Welcome to your end of the week program. Let's see what we've got on the board for you today. So we've got two little workouts for you today. We've got a 7-minute EMOM, so 7 minutes, every minute on the minute. And then we've got a 9-minute AMRAP. So we're going to try and do as many reps and rounds in 9 minutes as possible. So the first one, 7-minute EMOM, every minute on the minute. So we've got 7 minutes, and every minute, for 7 minutes on the minute, we're going to start a new round. So we're going to do 4 to 5 strict candlesticks to handstands. So if you can do a candlestick to handstand, we're going to show you how to do that. If you can't do a candlestick to handstand, we've got an option, is going to be a wall walk. And if you can't do a wall walk, maybe because of your shoulders, we're going to do a cherry picker or like a single leg touch. All right, let's show you what those look like. All right, so first one we do is a candlestick to handstand. So we're going to break this down into two movements. We're first going to do the candlestick, and then we're going to try and do a candlestick to stand, and then from a stand into a handstand. All right, so if you can get the candlestick into a stand, into handstand, you're good. Otherwise, what you may do is you may do 3 candlesticks, and then we're going to go into handstands separately. It's going to look something like this. So we want to make sure that your candlestick, right, the candlestick is going to be something like this. Okay, so that's going to be your candlestick. What you've got to make sure in this position that the weight isn't on your neck. Okay, so I don't want to see the weight sitting in this position here. The weight is just try and stay across the shoulder girdle. So we're going to do, say, 4 or 5 candlesticks first. So first progression with a candlestick is just to bring the feet up into there. So you may just do a little reverse curl. That's 1, reverse curl, 2, reverse curl, 3, 4. Okay. If you're strong enough, you can then shoot up into a candlestick, and you're going to grab your hips, press up, 1, slowly roll back down, press up, 2, grab your hips, slowly roll back down, make sure the weight's not on the neck, press up, 3, slowly roll back down. If you're good with that, then the next one, progression, is actually to take your arms into an overhead position and not use your hands with the candlestick. So arms are going to be into an overhead. Okay, make sure the low back stays flat. Bring your legs up 90 degrees, and from there you're going to shoot up. Press up, push, keep the weight, arms overhead, slowly roll back down, progress, slow, control the stomach. 1, press up, 2, slowly roll back down. Try and keep the feet in an upright position as much as possible without the feet going over the top of the head. Control, stomach tight, slowly roll back down along the spine. 1. Those are your progressions for your candlestick. So first one, just a little reverse curl. Second one, hangs behind the hips. Third one, arms into that overhead position. Okay, that's going to be your first test, and you may want to do a few drills of these as part of your WOD prep as well. Second one, we're going to go into a kick up or to a handstand. So first progression for your handstand is going to be the pushback, something like we did yesterday. Press back, 3, 2, 1. Push back, 3, 2, 1. 2. Push back, 3, 2, 1. That's your first progression. The second progression is going to do a wall walk. So we're going to do 3 wall walks. Okay. So your wall walk, starting in a push-up position, chest to floor, press up, press back, walk your hands up, walk your feet up the wall, and you're going to go back as far as you're comfortable. That may be enough for you. You're comfortable, and you're going to go all the way up, touch, walk your hands back forward, walk your feet back down the wall. 1. And depending on the time, depends on how many wall walks you do, or depending on how long it takes you to get up the wall. And then the third progression is to actually do a handstand. So if you need to use a wall to kick up, and back down. 1, then try and use the opposite leg. Kick up, and back down. If you don't need the wall, then use the wall. Try and get into a handstand, arms locked out, hop, press, 1, even if you don't get overhead, press up. 2, so just kicking the legs up, press up. If you can go into a full handstand, do a full handstand. And back down. Try and keep still, okay? If you do a bit of walk, that's okay. Those are going to be your progressions for your handstand. Then we're going to try a full candlestick to stand to handstand. So when you're doing this and you're warm, it'll probably be a little bit easier, okay? So what we look for is you're gonna go from a candlestick and you're gonna come into standing positions. Now, when you come back down, what you're gonna focus on is pulling the heels nice and tight towards the body. Press through, you're gonna reach your arms to the middle and you're gonna try and push up into a standing position, okay? If you can't do that, what you do is you're gonna do a bit of a cross-legged and push up into a standing position or just into a stand. Let's see how it goes. From there, press, up, up, stand, handstand. 1. Then you're gonna sit back. As you sit back, you reach your arms forward. Okay, you have got a mat, so you're not pushing onto the floor. Press, roll, pull, stand, handstand. 2. Press back. Handstand. 3. So that is your candlestick to handstand. If you can do that, great. All the way up into candlestick, roll back through, up into stand, handstand. If you can't get that stand right, then just focus on doing 3 or 4 good candlesticks. Come back up and either do 3 or 4 pushbacks, or do 3 or 4 kick up into handstands, or 1 or 2 wall walks. You need to get all that work done probably within about 45 seconds. I wouldn't take longer than 45 seconds. If it's taking you longer than 45 seconds to get all through that work, then cut the reps down. Okay. That's going to be your every minute on the minute for 7 minutes, i.e. 7 rounds of all of that. Other progressions for your candlestick. So if you're not going to do a candlestick, you can do a sit-up, butterfly sit-up, or into butterfly zipper if you don't like that candlestick with the feet up in the air. The other option is to do a plank position. So on your elbows, plank position, stomach nice and tight, hold for say 10-15 seconds, rest, hold for 10-15 seconds, or even just do a full 30 to 40 seconds, rest, shake it out, next minute start, 30 to 40 seconds. If you want to do a tall handstand, you can do a tall plank, kick back in, and you can use that as an option as well. Okay guys, that's going to be your EMOM. Then we're going to go into the 9-minute AMRAP. So this one is going to drive your heart rate up a whole lot more. 9 minutes of as many reps, as many rounds as possible. We're going to do 3 candlesticks. So again, if you're doing candlesticks, if you do a sit-up, do some kind of a sit-up, or you can do a plank position. We're going to do 9 couch anchored sit-ups. So you're going to get your feet under an object, you're going to anchor your feet down, and we do a sit-up this way, and do 18 high knees. So if you're good for running with your knees nice and high, we're going to do that. Otherwise, we're going to do some kind of a jump over a line to get that heart rate going. Then we're going to go back to the beginning. 3 candlesticks, 9 couch sit-ups, 18 high knees. Okay, let's have a quick look how that's going to look. So your 3 candlesticks. Okay, 3 candlesticks. You keep it up. 1, and you come forward. Press up. 2, forward. Press up. 3, back forward. Then your feet underneath an object. Keep your feet anchored. 1. It's not the same as a butterfly sit-up. Feet are straight, touch your toes. Keep your chin tucked in. Don't let the head go back. Press 3, and we're doing 9 anchored sit-ups. Then we're going to go for your object jumps. So if you're going to do high knees, knees nice and high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the knees really going. So if you're good with your running and your knees, great. Go for your high knees, 18 in total. Otherwise, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 18 backs and forwards over a line or sideways over the line. Okay. A few scaling options. If you're not doing candlesticks, because you're doing sit-ups, you may want to change the movement. You may want to do a kickback. So 3 kickbacks, jump back. Okay. You can do 3 burpees, 3 kickbacks. You can even do 3 squats. Then you do anchored sit-ups. Try to do your 9 anchored sit-ups. If you can't do anchored sit-ups, get your feet up in the air and just do elbows to knees for your sit-ups. And then the high knees, jumping backs and forwards, or you're doing backs and forwards over line. I think most of you will be okay with that. Okay. If you're not good with the running and the jump because ankles or knees or hips, maybe just go into a plank position, hold a good plank position, and hold it for 30 seconds or so. Okay guys, that's your workout for today. You've got your 7-minute EMOM there, you've got your 9-minute AMRAP there. Do as many rounds as possible of that as you can in 9 minutes. Get your heart rate up shooting. Stomach's going to work, lungs are going to work. That's your Friday workout, guys. Stick with us, we're going to go through the warm-up. There's some good work for you to do there as well. Okay guys, warm up for today, for this morning. 5-minute run, row, cycle, skip. Get that heart rate going for 5 minutes. Come back in. Then we're going to do a bit of a dynamic mobility. We're going to do some bear crawls, we're going to do some sumo squats, we're going to do some tall duck walks. We've got some bird peckers, we've got some zombie inchworms, we've got some jiu-jitsu drills, we've got some jumping jacks. Okay, a whole bunch of movements. And we're probably going to spend between 10 and 20 reps on each one of those. So your bear crawls, first up. What we're looking for, straight arms, straight legs on the bear crawls. Stretch, get a nice stretch to the hamstrings, roll through the shoulders, and we're doing a good 10 or 20 meters in the one direction. And then we're pressing back, roll through the shoulders, push backwards, and we roll all the way back up. Stand, that's your bear crawl. Your bear crawl option, if you're not doing a bear crawl option, you're just an inchworm. So you're gonna walk forward, knees to floor, chest to floor, press back up, push back to the shoulders, and walk all the way forward. Step, stand for your inchworm. Next one we're going to is sumo squats. So we're looking for the sumo squats, is feet nice and wide. And we're going to step wide. So we're going to step wide, hips pressing back, chest is up, 1, 2, 3 little bounces, step back up. Bring the leg across, nice and wide. 1, 2, 3, stand, nice and wide. 1, 2, 3, stand. 10 in that direction, then 10 in the opposite direction, coming back. Focus on that stretch at the bottom, get inside the legs to stretch, lower back's going to stretch, glutes are going to work. Then we're going to do some tall duck walks. So now, if your knees are okay, you can go to the duck walks. If you don't like the duck walks, you may want to skip it out or do another set of sumo squats. Tall duck walks, you stay nice and tall. Feet, knees, ankles, hips need to stay in a nice straight position. You're going to stay tall and you're going to try and keep them straight. Touch 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of like a semi-squat, 4, 5. If you want to go a bit wider, you can do a bit of like a shuffle, but ideally body straight, knees pushing out the side, 10 in that direction, 10 in that direction. It's quite intense on the quads and the knees. So if you need to skip that, just for safety reasons, skip it or do that sumo squats. Or alternatively, you can even just do air squats. Okay, do walking bird peckers. So what you're looking for is to keep the hips nice and square and the work in the hip. So from here, hips are pressed back and touch 1. Hips pressed back, 2, hips pressed back, 3. If I'm going from the side, from there, body stays nice and still. 1. Other side, touch, up, 2, on the side. Bird peckers, 10 in that direction, 10 coming back, that's your bird peckers. Zombie inchworms, okay. So feet nice and wide. You're gonna stretch inside the legs, and you're gonna walk forward, up, and, these are sumo inchworms, that's fine. Push back, sumo inchworms, press back, stand, 1, okay. Press back forward, it's forward, press back up, press back to the shoulders, press. Sumo inchworms instead of the zombie inchworms. Jiu-jitsu drill, what we're looking for is some internal, external rotation to the hip, feet nice and wide, press back in the shoulders, touch, inside the hip, internal rotation, back, other side, internal, external rotation, and we're doing 10, nice and slow. To each side, try and get that knee all the way down to the floor. Start with the hands behind you and then try and come up into sitting position. Stretch forward, hip, stretch, other side, stretch forward, hip, stretch, other side, stretch forward, hips, stretch, in the side, 10 each side. Jiu-jitsu drill, and then the last one, jumping jack. We're going to do a full range movement. It's going to jack the heart rate up a little bit. And go 1, 2, 3, you can jump in a circle if you start getting bored. Change direction. All the way around. Jumping jacks. Guys, quick and fast in terms of the jumping jacks, but take your time with the rest of the movements. You don't have to rush through them. Okay? Take your time with the bear crawls. Take the sumo squats, get the stretch. The tall duck walks can be demanding, but take your time with them, make sure you do them safely. The walking bird peckers, again, hips nice and square. Don't have to rush the movement. Zombie inchworms, legs nice and wide, or the sumo inchworms. Chest to floor, back up again. Jiu-jitsu drills. Take the time with that rotation. If you need to spend a bit longer at the end of each movement, just to get that hip to increase the range of movement, do that. Jumping jacks, hot it up. 1 round. If you feel like you want to do another round, do another round. Then we do a little bit of WOD prep, just to get this midline firing and the shoulders nice and warm for the work that's going to come later. We're going to do 10 strict sit-ups. We're going to do 8 up and over the fence. We're going to do 4 candlesticks. So your 10 strict sit-ups. If you want to anchor, you can anchor your feet under the table again, or under a couch, or you can just keep your feet flat on the floor, chin tucked in, touch. 1 strict sit-ups, 2, or actually strict sit-ups should be hands to the head. 1 a little bit more difficult without the hands throwing. 10 sit-ups. Right? If you can keep it a little bit more strict, we'll take the work out. Touch. 1. 10 crunches with the feet and knees together. From that, we're going to up and over fence. So again, it's just a bit of a hip drill. Get the hips nice and warm, and that's going to help open up the hips for that like candlestick to stand drill that we need to do a bit later. So from there, up and over the fence with a nice deep air squat. Oh, up and over the fence. Nice deep air squat. Up. Oh, 2, and take your time, just a little bit at the bottom. Up. 3, over the fence. Over the fence. 4. Okay, that's going to be your hip drill, and then candlesticks, 4 candlesticks, lying back on the floor, shooting the legs up in the air, come back down, or any one of the progressions that we showed right at the beginning. Once you've done that, then you're going to go for 8. You do 8 strict sit-ups, 6 up and over the fence, 3 candlesticks, 6 sit-ups, 4 over the fence, 2 candlesticks, 4, 2, 1. That will get you nice and warm. Do 2 rounds of that if you need to, otherwise just do 1 round, 10, 10, 8, 6, 4. Make sure your hips are warm. Drill whatever movements you need for whatever workout you're going to do there. Do some pushbacks to the shoulders. Make sure your handstands feel okay. If you're going to do wall walks, do wall walks. Prep. Make sure you're ready for whatever movement you're using for the workout. Do your 7-minute EMOM there. That's your workout there. Rest as long as you need to rest. Get into your 9-minute AMRAP over here. And that's your Friday workout, guys. It's a nice one if you take your time. Spend extra time on that hip mobility and spend extra time getting your shoulders warm before this workout prep. And then enjoy your Friday evening. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, Saturday, for those of you working out tomorrow.